Hi everybody, this is Gary Dean with Sentiment Timing, and this is our technical video report for Tuesday, April 29th, 2025. So the Bulls just continue to keep their foot on the Bears' head. They're not giving them a chance to get out. They're giving them small chances, and if they don't take them before they look up at their screen again, the market that was down 100 ends up being, up on the day. And today we had a little bit of a drop at the open, and from there we just went straight up again. So they're just squeezing the Bears, and I was able to click off another one of my fib lines because we got through to 68% now, or 62%. Now we're at the 78. If the Bulls can push above it, most likely, well, I'm going to rephrase this, but I'm going to say the next pivot is going to be the 56.47. But there is a reason why you can find sellers right at the right around that 55.88, and I'll show you that a little bit or a little bit later in the video. But in any case, this is what's concerning me right here, and why I'm saying I'm expecting a pullback. How far or how deep it goes, I'm not sure. I'm not sure where it starts from, but I think from this area is not a bad spot to be thinking about that. Here you can see we have bearish divergences on the 60-minute chart. Every dip has been bid back up. So with this, we're probably going to get a drop. I wouldn't be surprised to see it somewhere down into the 54.60. That was yesterday's lows. And if it goes beyond that, then we're looking at the 53.62 and then down at the 5300. That's a little bit of a deep of a pullback down here, but I would leave the door open for that, because what will happen is, again, they're going to be sucking in the Bears on this if we get this kind of drop where it's over 250 points. They're all going to be saying that it's the market's crashing again, and then 2 days later the market's going to be back up above these levels and they're trapped again. Just like they did it right here. So they brought it down. This thing tanked all the way down here, and within 2 days we were back up again, and now we're at the highs, the new rally highs. So again, we have 55.75. Nailed that. If it gets above it, I will show you the hidden target. Well, if you read the report today, you know what it is, the 55.88. Then that's the 50-day moving average on the weekly charts, and I'll go over that in a little bit. So anyway, these have me concerned. Am I shorting right now up here? No. I think, as I've been saying, I think the safest bet right now is to just accept there's going to be a pullback and then pick spots to buy, because I still think there's a couple more weeks left in this. And again, my upside targets are up at the 56.50 level, and then all the way up close to the 58 level, 5800, which is the 57.77, which is the top right here. Now, if we start seeing things get really, let's say, bullish, then what we're looking at is the 58.66 would be the fib line up here, because right here this is the target that I have. So we have these levels. There's going to be sellers in this neck of the woods here, so it's going to be a little battle. We could get a pullback, but from there we're going to be looking at, as I said, this is the A, B. I mean, if this is an A, let me do this over. Okay, so A, B, C, the 100% brings you up to the 57.50 level, and just above that is the 58.66, which is the 78% retracement. We're getting into the overbought levels again. Another reason why I'd be a little skeptical up here, even though I believe it maybe not, it won't turn till we get up to the 56.42. But this is the reason why I think they may have a little bit of an issue getting above this level here. Is this is the 50-week moving average, and that's right at the 55.88 level. If they get above it, then again, we're just looking, this is really the next candle, this is the next resistance area right here, and that's the 57.84. So if they can get above this, that's where it's going to go. But we have, right now, if I was going to pick an area to see where bears may come in, it would be right here. And then we look at the daily charts. Then it's up at the 56.42, and then we're up at the 50. Where is that? the 5674 is another resistance line there. So we have, there is resistance here, and that's why I'm paying attention to these sell signals on the hourly chart right here. But even though I think we're heading higher, I wouldn't just be buying aimlessly up here, because we might be able to pick up and buy somewhere down here. But, the jury's still out on that, because, as I said, the unknown right now is if these countries come and they work out deals with tariffs, because it will change things in our country, because we don't really sell too many cars in India, because they have 110% tariff on us, so no cars are there. So if that tariff moves down to 0 or just a 10 for 10, now our car industry can now start selling towards in India. So not a lot of people understand what is going on with these tariffs and why he's doing it. But trust me, it's for the better of the country. And I do believe that it is going to provide some a lot of jobs in the future. But right now, as President Trump even said, there's going to be short-term pain, and this is pretty much what we're in right now. So that's the resistance areas that I just went over. 15-minute chart. So let's say we do get a pullback. Here's I'm going to start on the 5, because the 5-minute chart I have started from the 53.55. This one 48.30. All right. So is that the right? Yeah, okay. So basically, this is this whole stretch right here. So just a 23% retracement brings us down to the 5,400 level. But again, you have to get through these moving averages, but they're 15-minute charts, 15-minute moving averages. So they shouldn't be that tough. But if we're going to come down, you can see the 5,400 is a 23% retracement, and then the 5,300 is a 38, and that closes this gap. So this would be the buy zone if we get that quick dip, and then from there we'd probably shoot back up and hit the upside targets if that's going to be what plays in. Now, coming from the 53.55 up to here, you can see just a 23% retracement brings us back down to the 55.20 level. We also have the 200-day moving average, but again, 5-minute chart doesn't really hold that much weight. But the fact that it's landing right on the 55.20, I'd keep an eye on it. If they lose that, that's when I do believe we're coming down and testing this. So the 54.63 would be right close to this support right here, and where I believe it will hold. But if we don't get it, then, as I said, the next pivot we're looking at is going to be probably somewhere up into the 56.40, 56.50 area. And then we can get a pullback and possibly this support holds before we head up. But the upside targets that I'm talking about, they have to hit within the next couple of weeks, because that's the end of this cycle, and it would kind of make sense from there to see us come back down and possibly test these lows, or give a really big retracement from it, and that's where we would look down here and say maybe a move all the way down to the 5100 or down to the 4991. I'm not sure. I'm gonna let the market let us know on that right now. We're getting some warning signs, but we've seen these can drag out a lot longer. But seeing a pullback down to the 54.50 would make perfect sense. I think there will be buyers waiting here because we have the moving average that are converging, and then on top of that, we also have the 50% retracement from here, coming back to the 54.63 level. So let's see what plays out tomorrow. Have a fantastic night, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning. Oh, I'm sorry. Hang on. The fund, we did 1260 today. I wrote some call premium. It got caught. I was hedging it with calls on the spiders, as well as that did some ES trades on it. It ended up, it would have worked out. This is just a trade that I did at the end. It was just a butterfly trade. It's a risk of $100. We made 30. Usually you put these on expecting to lose the 100, or what happens is you make 3,000 if it lands right on that level. So it didn't. It looked like it was going to try when it was right here, but what happened was it closed a little bit above. So no harm, no foul. But we made 1260 for today. Okay, it could have been a lot more, because I was telling people exactly what I thought the S&P was going to do. So he should have made a lot more than that. So I'm not really too happy overall. But with that, have a great night, and I'll talk to you guys in the morning.